Hey guys, Brady here. So it's official that Atomic Monster and Blumhouse have merged into one company, which is cool, I guess. They are behind some pretty enjoyable films, in my opinion. They're not like masterpieces of cinema or whatnot, or even some of the best horror films. Uh, but their movies are entertaining enough, in my opinion, and that's the best a movie can do is be entertaining. The movie is boring, and it has failed. Though some people may find the movies I think are entertaining boring, and some movies that I find boring, other people will find entertaining. That's the power of cinema. It's everybody has an opinion on something. If we all had the same opinions on a movie, it'd be pretty boring. But anyway, that's not to say that I don't like um, uh, what's it called, like legit horror films. Some of my favorite horror films are like Silence of the Lambs, The Shining, Scream, um, Halloween. Like I like that kind of stuff, but I do like the fun, fluffy stuff we get with Blumhouse, like um, what's it called, Insidious, and I thought Sinister was pretty good. Oculus was fine. The first four Paranormal Activity movies are good. The rest are awful, in my opinion. I didn't even see Next of Kin, but I feel like ever since Universal bought uh, Blumhouse in 2013, which is pretty much when every single Blumhouse movie was a Universal movie. I feel like instead of going the more horror route, which is what they were doing with Sinister, Insidious, and all that, they went more of like the campy, um, what's it called, campy, fun horror movies, which is fine. Horror is still horror, in my opinion. Um, but I actually kind of like Blumhouse. I think Blumhouse is a very genius company. I think Jason Blum is a genius when it comes to making movies because he makes them on a very tiny budget and he makes bank on them. So he knows what he's doing. Um, he's one of the best out there in Hollywood right now. His movies may not all be hits. I'm not saying he makes the best fucking movies, um, but um, like his movies do make money. Um, like I think Five Nights at Freddy's cost maybe like 20 to 30 million to make, maybe 50 million, and it grossed about 200, maybe 300 million, maybe more. I don't know. I haven't checked the numbers. Um, but yeah, so um, Atomic Monster and Blumhouse just merged, and I don't know what it says about the future of horror in general because Atomic Monster is making the Conjuring movies and Malignant and whatever else was being produced under um, Atomic Monster. I know Atomic. I remember the first time seeing the logo was in front of Aquaman, so it wasn't in front of Lights Out or the first Conjuring movies, but it was in the preceding ones. It was in. I think they showed it in Annabelle Comes Home. The Nun 2, or not the Nun 2, the first Nun had it. Wait, did the first Nun have it? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like now that they're merged, they kind of have a monopoly on horror because um, one company was mostly Warner Brothers released films made horror, and the other company is mostly Universal released films that are horror. Now they're together, and now they're just going to be one giant horror company, I guess, for the most part. You'll still get like other horror films from like Paramount and I guess Warner Brothers and stuff that aren't James Wan or Jason Blum. But like since they're together, it's like I said, it's a monopoly kind of. Um, A24 will still be making like their horror films. Although I feel like they kind of steered away from horror lately. They've been making more like more dramas than anything, um, which is fine. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, The Witch was a pretty good horror film, but anything after that wasn't that great. Granted, I haven't really seen much of the horror films. I've seen all their other stuff. Uh, A24 is pretty hit or miss with me. It's for everything like The Witch and The Green Knight, which I thought was pretty good. Um, Enemy, and can't name the rest off the top of my head that I enjoyed from him. But they oh Ex Machina was pretty good. Uh, Iron Claw, which I just saw yesterday, was really good. They make movies that don't really appeal to me, um, like Dream Scenario, or I wasn't a huge fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once. There was stuff I liked about it, but I wouldn't say it's like a good movie in my opinion. My friends liked it. Good for them. Uh, I don't know. The movie is a little bit too out there for me, and I do love myself a very weird movie, but just the stuff they did was a little too weird for me. I don't know. Some of the stuff was funny, like the hot dogs for fingers, and um, that one fight scene where it ends with the guy like landing on. I think it was like was it a dildo or something? Went straight up his ass. That was pretty funny. And some of the stuff with Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie is pretty funny. But as a whole, it was okay. Um, but I don't know. I haven't really seen much of the A24 horror films. I haven't seen a Ghost Story, or It Comes at Night, or um, I forgot what else they did. But I've seen Good Times. I've seen High Life. Um, uh, what else did I saw The Lighthouse. Lighthouse was good for the most part. Um, I wasn't a huge fan of some of the stuff they did in the movie. I do appreciate the fact that they used old filming technique from the time period the movie is set. Um, I thought that was really cool. However, in the nighttime scenes or when they were in a dark room, I didn't like that. You couldn't really see what the fuck was going on. Um, but other than that, I thought the movie was good enough. It's probably my least favorite movie from Robert Eggers. I like the Witch and the Northman more. I'm so excited for his Nosferatu movie. Um, but yeah. So you'll we'll still be getting like horror films that aren't underneath Atomic Monster and Blumhouse. But so it's not like it's gonna be like, oh, every horror film now is gonna be with them. No, you'll still get your your occasional A24 horror film. You'll still get, uh, I guess, movies from Shudder, and um, uh, Paramount will release movies like Pet Cemetery, and um, what else did they release recently that was horror? Smile, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool merger. It's a lot better than Disney and Fox merging together. I think ever since Disney bought Fox, uh, it just hasn't been the same. Um, I'm I was very worried when I heard or that Fox is making a new Planet of the Apes movie under Disney, and seeing how Disney is as a company recently, I don't have the biggest hopes for the new Planet of the Apes movie. However, after seeing the trailer, um I think the trailer is really good. So I'm somewhat hopeful that the movie will be good based off that trailer. But I was worried because Disney being Disney, I don't want them to infuse wokeness into a pretty good fucking franchise like Planet of the Apes. Like they have three pretty good movies. This fourth one better be just as good and not have nonsense in it. Um, so although the trailer doesn't look like it's gonna have that, hopefully they don't do their bait and switch like they do with like their Marvel movies and shows and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I do have those um, suspicions about that movie. Um, but like ever since going back to what I was saying about Disney and Fox, ever since they merged together, I feel like all Disney's been doing is pretty much remaking Fox movies and dumping their shitty remakes on their streaming services. Like Prey went straight to Hulu. Their new Home Alone movie went to Disney Plus. They remade the Wimpy Kid movies that went straight to Disney Plus. They remade Cheaper by the Dozen that went straight to Disney Plus. They remade White Man Can't Jump, which went straight to Hulu, and so on and so forth. Oh, and they made an animated Night at the Museum that went straight to Disney Plus. So like, I feel like that's just what they're doing. They're like, okay, we have Fox's movies now. Let's just Disneyfy these Fox movies, and yeah, I can't wait for the Disney-fied version of Freddy Got Fingered. I bet Disney didn't really care to look at Fox's full catalog. They're like, yes, we have Alien, we have Mrs. Doubtfire, we have Predator, we have The Sound of Music, we have Home Alone, we have The Planet of the Apes, we have uh, um, we have The Omen, we have this, we have that. But did you guys know that you also have the Freddy Got Fingered? Yeah, Freddy Got Fingered is now technically a Disney movie. So, I don't know. Let's see Disney remake that. Uh, so, yeah, and they're also making a new Omen movie as well. But that's going to theaters. They're making a new Alien movie, which is also going to theaters. I don't know. Hopefully, the new Alien movie is good. It can't be as bad as Alien Covenant was. Um, I am kind of upset that Ridley Scott pretty much forcefully canceled Neil Blomkamp's Alien movie. I feel like his style for Alien, like his style of filmmaking, is perfect for an Alien movie, and now we'll never get to see that movie ever. Hopefully, maybe somewhere down the line we will, but I don't think so. Um, but the concept art he had that he posted on Instagram back in like 2015, 2016 was really cool, and I was super excited. And then when I heard that Ridley Scott's like, the only one that could do Alien movies, and canceled it and made Alien Covenant a few years later, and that not being as good as Aliens and the first Alien film, I don't know. And then they got the director of Don't Breathe to do this, so I like that movie. Hopefully, this new Alien Romulus is good. But I'm just rambling at this point. I'm sorry. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on the Atomic Monster and Blumhouse murder? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think that it's now monopolizing horror because those are like the two big juggernauts in the horror genre right now as far as like studios go? So, think it's a good idea? Think it's a bad idea? Do you think it's whatever? Let me know.